bless you for joining me again. I really believe that as believers, what we have to offer is the excellency of our ritualistic process in the church. We just have to try to communicate the transcendency of wisdom and the programming of our methodologies of the church. We don't have anything that is extraordinary of value to the secular world. So the only reason why they want to come to church is to have a fire insurance. When they die, they go to heaven. Because we have not been able to translate our kingdom concepts and principles into systems of revelation and pragmatic living that will enrich people, empower them in dominion, and to manifest their prophetic destiny. And so people just come to church and then participate in the church program and go back to their religious, secular life, but they have no expectation of the miraculous anymore. We are looking for a divine breakthrough that will usher us into the manifestation of our greatness, but we don't know what to do. So how do we step up to be all that God has ordained? We have an awareness of a potential of our humanity, but we don't know how to express it. So we talk big about scriptural promises, but we live beneath our privileges as churchgoers. So it is about time we confront this anomaly. Otherwise, people are tired of church, oppressed in our sanctuaries, going through immorality, going through challenges of finances, and we don't have no answers for it. And so sometimes we have literally created programs to get people excited temporarily, but it does not automatically translate into a lifestyle that will bring change for people. People are tired of just going to church and coming back home. They have no means to be able to translate the church programming into a lifestyle of enhancement and enrichment that will become a proof of the divine testimony. So what I must say is about time we come to really ask ourselves this question: what must we do to be all that God has ordained? How do we liberate ourselves and step into the greatness of our destiny? How do we unlock that dimension of our potential so that we will be what God has said? Because many of us are living contrary to what the Bible is saying concerning us. Even though we're trying to fulfill the biblical piety, we are failing miserably because of our humanity. So what must we do? Today I want to talk about the prophetic greatness of your destiny, how to be able to unlock the dimension of your potential, walk in dominion, authority, and power, walk in the miraculous in a normal daily life, be having the capacity to unlock your potential and to enrich people with what God has given to you. I really believe that you have the means, the capacity to build your dream life, to tangibly manifest your prophetic dreams, that you have the capacity to have dominion over every demonic power and the work of God's hands, to move naturally in the miraculous, to become so supernatural that people wonder how you become so supernaturally, effortlessly, with no struggle. How can you step into that dimension? That's what I want to talk about. Now today I just want to use an illustration in the Bible about a prophet called Habakkuk in Habakkuk chapter 2. He was so frustrated by the government of his day. He was really concerned about the immorality of the people of Israel. Judgment was not being fulfilled. The lifestyle of the people were corrupt. He was a genuine prophet, but the prophetic, even though it was revelatory, he was a conduit of divine revelation, it was not affecting the people. Nothing was going on. He was really concerned about the impending judgment that was coming on Israel. Because looking at the populace and the kind of life they were living, the judgment was not being executed. Immoral people were the people who were leading people. The whole governmental establishment was corrupt, and it was affecting the life of the people. So out of frustration, and knowing that being in such a populace, he was also being influenced and affected. His prophetic ministry, although it was authentic, it was not having an impact. So he decided to go and wait upon the Lord to see what God is going to say to him. He decided to ascend to his watchtower and wait and expect something from God, so that when God speaks to you, he will also know what to answer. He was desperate for solution that can affect the government, affect the populace, give him fulfillment in his ministry, give him the ability to fully utilize his potential the way God has created. He wanted a revolutionary change. So he went to wait on the Lord, and God spoke to him. But interestingly enough, from Habakkuk chapter 2, God does not specifically tell us the content of what he said to him, but he gave him the means by which he can manifest what he said to him. So by knowing the processes and strategies to unlock and manifest the prophetic vision he got from God, we have a clue of what it's going to take to bring him into his prophetic greatness of destiny. The Lord spoke to him and said to him, write the vision down. So we notice that God gave him a vision. Although the Bible does not detail what the vision is all about, but he said to him, for the vision to be valuable and effective in its manifestation, write it down. Now, interestingly now, he's not writing the vision down because he's going to forget. Because if you look at the text, he's write the vision down, make it plain on tablets, so that those who will read it will run with it. For the vision is for an appointed time. Though it tarries, wait for it will speak at the end. Looking at what the Lord said to him, he says that what he created him for was a vision. All this time he was a prophet. But now that he has come into the presence of God, God literally awakened him to the vision of his greatness and destiny. He was not going to be a revelator of prophetic expression, but he's going to be a conduit, an unlocking of a divine vision. All this time, he was a recipient of information, but he didn't know he was an embodiment of divine vision. And that vision can only be unlocked until you come into the presence of God and wait upon him. It was in the waiting that God gave him another dimension of the prophetic lifestyle that was contrary to the prophetic expression of him being a prophet. He is now not giving revelations of prophetic, but he's now unlocking himself to be the prophetic embodiment, the epiphany of the mind of God before the foundation of the world. That's what the Bible says, eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, neither has it entered the heart of man. Those things that God has already prepared for us. But this is revealed by the Spirit. So we notice that when he came to the Lord, something happened to his personality. Something happened to the awakening him to him being the embodiment of the vision of God. So God says, write that vision down. God translated his humanity into the divine vision. This was not a prophetic vision. This was a manifestation of a prophetic person before God. Write the vision down, make it plain. The reason why you are writing the vision down so that you have the capacity to make it plain. What does it mean, make it plain? Say, make it plain means simplify it, make it pragmatic, make it a system, make it in such a way that it says that make it plain on tablets. So the reason why you are writing it down is to make it plain on tablets. Are you getting me? So the tablet is going to increase its capacity of you spreading it, to propagate it. The media to be able to expand it. So you have to take that idea, because the vision is your vision, but it is not for you. God made you are an embodiment of a divine vision, but its benefit is not you. You are a solution to some people. So when you come to God and your prophetic destiny is unlocked, its enrichment, its value, its impact is to be able to write that vision that not for yourself but for other people. So you have to translate your vision to be a commission that is going to impact the people that God is sending to you. Your value of your vision is not in the authenticity of his revelation, but his ability to be able to communicate some value to some people. As it says, write the vision and make it plain on tablets. And so we have the tablets that is going to increase its propagation, its ability to reach more people. The media that is going to take your message of one vision into multitude of capacity to be propagated to a lot of people. And based on that, you are writing that vision as a system, as a concept that is going to translate it from a personal selfish vision into a commission that is plain for the people who read it. Why is it supposed to be plain? Because he said those who read it must run with it. And so you are making it plain so that those who are reading it will never knew how to run, who never knew how to be able to be mobilized, energized, provoked, and know the destination, the pathway, the runway to their greatness. When they read it, because you have simplified, make it into a system, they can run with it. So the Lord is saying to Habakkuk, your prophetic greatness is not in the authentic revelation and the magnitude of the information of your vision, but your ability to mobilize other people to run with it. And for them to run, they need to be able to read it on the tablet and then be able to now take what you have written on the tab, because you have simplified, you have made it plain, they can be able to run with it. So the making it plain is the information that is communicated to those who are not running, to empower them, to stimulate them, to give them the belief, the hope that they can run, to give them the runway to run from the place of the obscurity and the place where their life is not enriched to the destination of greatness. The plainness inform them that the vision is supposed to help them. And so they are not just becoming readers alone to get information, but because you made it plain, you have given the translated readers to be runners. And because they are runners, they are being coached by your making it plain on the tablet. The tablet is giving the ability for the whole populace to be able to receive your message. So God is saying that for you to make your prophetic greatness, for you to step up and become other gods, you have to take the vision that is originated from your identity and then put it into a solution-based system where those who cannot read, who are crippled, who are frustrated, who are discouraged, who don't want to run, we translate what God has given them for them to run. And as they run, I want you to understand, then you are fulfilling your prophetic vision, because God says that write the vision, make it plain, so those who read will run. God doesn't want them to be informed by their reading. He's excited about them running. Nowadays, we have people who are sitting in our pew for years and they are just listening to sermons and they're sitting in the years, but they are not creating nothing. Because our message is to just raise readers, hearers, people who are warming the pew and sitting in the church. But it's about time we empower them with a message that will force them out to go and do something. It says when you read it, you must run. When you hear it, you must obey. You have to mobilize yourself. So we have a lot of people sitting in the nation who were not running until the vision of Habakkuk came. God is saying that there are people who are in prison in their stagnancy, frustrated, unfulfilled, until your message of great destiny impacts them, and then it equips them and gives them the direction, gives them the solution, the result, it gives them the resources so that they can run into their destiny. How many people are sitting in life not becoming all that God has ordained for them? Why? Because your message has not reached them yet. Your destiny has not impacted them yet. Your prophetic revelation is not for your benefit. It's the awakening, stimulating, propagating, and propelling people to run in their destiny. Your life is needed to communicate the value that God has placed in you for people to run. Then the Lord says, the vision is for an appointed time, but wait for it. At the end, it will speak. So therefore, the responsibility of the vision's manifestation is not in the hands of God, it's in the hands of Habakkuk. As he does what God has said and people begin to run, he has literally developed a team and a network, an organization, something that is causing people to run. And as they are running, his vision is coming to pass. At the end, it will speak. When it speaks, how does it look like? The ability to have a whole nation running for their life mandate because they had an encounter with you. The ability to mobilize people under your influence to fulfill their destiny. The ability to be able to equip people with the resources and whatever you have so that they can be great in their livelihood. That is how the vision speaks. It's not we building churches. It's not we adding religious activity, but the ability to be bringing transformative experiences to people. Then your vision is fulfilled. Your greatness is unlimited. It has capacity to affect a whole nation. God has called you to disciple the nation, not just by telling them about prophetic revelation, but unlocking the greatness of your destiny. When you become all that God has ordained, Your existence is not just going to affect your family, but it's going to affect everybody around. You have the capacity, unlimited capacity to affect the world. So when Habakkuk came into the presence of the living God, that shows that he became a son of God. And you can't come into that dimension of God and be awakened to your prophetic destiny until you're a son of God. When he ascended to the watchtower, that ascension is a prophetic illustration that there was a transformation. He did not just go and pray. He went to present himself before the Lord. Based on that, there was a transformation. That transformation unlocked the prophetic destiny of his existence. And then God gave him the method how to be able to unleash that greatness. So you are a solution to somebody. Your vision is a step-by-step process to somebody's greatness. God has put unlimited wealth in you to affect a whole nation. You are destined for greatness, and your greatness is your servitude to humanity. God is calling you to manifest your greatness by understanding that there are people who are crippled, who are stagnant, who are struggling because you have not become all that God has ordained for you. And he wants you to unlock that greatness by giving them the destination, giving them the empowerment, giving them the direction, giving them a system. Make that vision of God plain, not for you, but for them. As they run with your vision, you are fulfilling your great destiny. That means your prophetic word is speaking. So the manifestation of your prophetic destiny is the awakening and the empowerment and stimulating of other people who are running for God and fulfilling their destiny of greatness. When you do that, there's no limit to what you can become. It's about time we come to this understanding. We are prophetic embodiments of divine vision. We are the epiphany of divinity, the temple of the living God. We are called here on earth to mobilize other people to run. That is the business of God that he's given to us. He has called here with the capacity to bring changes to the whole world. Are you going to respond to that clarion call? It's about time that you manifest your prophetic greatness. God bless you. Bye-bye.